Hey guys, it's Albethium back with another boss guide for Nioh 3, and this one is going to be a bit of a roadblock unless we approach it in a certain way. And you know how this goes. Before I even think about asking you to click that like or subscribe button for me, please allow me a chance to earn that from you. With that being said, let's get in on this. And the boss fight itself, the only thing I would recommend that you have in this is going to be the deflect skill from the samurai skill tree and also the evade from the ninja. Other than that, you should be good, because this is going to be incredibly simple. This boss, the biggest problem with this guy is going to be his fake outs, because sometimes he does this illusion attack and the attack is actually coming on the second swing. But the problem is that the illusion is actually obscuring your vision so that you can't really time this correctly. Anytime you see one of these attacks that is, illusion based, you should be holding up your deflect, the block, as the samurai, because it's better to not take damage at all. Don't be worried too much about the, perfect parry, and just every time he does that, just hold the block up, and then maybe try to deflect some other ones. But this is going to be your bread and butter, because this boss fight is going to be more reactionary than it is going to be, you putting on the pressure. Now over here, I want to actually, just a sec, I want to be rewinding that because I want to explain the burst counter a little bit more. This is the only instance where you're not gonna be holding up your block. Just a sec. See, we're actually trying to, also do a little bit of a deflecting. Just a sec, the attack is gonna be coming. So, the first one, again, the illusion. Now, how I managed to time this correctly, because the time between the actual attack and you deflecting is pretty large in this case, so you can actually panic block, and that will always get you hit. So try to block the first attack, because it goes like 1, 2, because it's much easier for you to get this rhythm instead of okay now, So try to block the illusion, and then after the illusion, try blocking again. Well, not blocking, use the burst counter, and then simply lay on the offensive and keep punishing him. And then there's always going to be this attack 1, 2, sometimes even 3, and just do the, deflecting. Any type of glowing attack means it's going to be one of those grab attacks. Dodging behind him is always a good idea. And that's going to be pretty much it for the first phase. When he enters the yokai realm, he's gonna get a couple of extra attacks. Now, other ones, I don't mind actually holding up the block button and just taking a little bit of damage, because they're mostly projectile based. Everything else pretty much stays the same. But this attack right here can be very dangerous. When you see this on the floor, it's just gonna be expanding in all directions. So what do you actually do to counter that? You just jump over it, and it's going to be as simple as that. When he is in this yokai realm, everything else pretty much stays the same. There's still going to be illusions aplenty, and we know how to handle those. So holding up the block button is always going to be beneficial, and not overcommitting and depleting your stamina. And again, you have to pay attention to the stamina and to the reclaiming any chance you get. Anytime the illusion is coming, just block, and then we are going to be punishing him anytime you see a little opening. This is going to be a test of patience, because it's better to take, an opportunity and land one hit than overcommitting and getting pummeled to death. A little bit of patience, guys, and maybe 1 or 2 tries for practice, and you are going to be getting him. This is Albethium. Hopefully this helps you. Let me know in the comments, guys, and I'm going to be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.